I'm feeling adventurous today, so I chose to get off the path, the paved path, and explore. I'm at the park, but there's so many like little paths and stuff, and I don't know why I chose to do this today, because last week and the weeks before, all of the trees and shrubs and bush and whatever have you were not grown in yet. But now, for whatever reason, I chose to come when, for all I know, there's a squash is hidden in there somewhere, or some I don't know, something. Lord have mercy. Well, we're gonna keep on. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on going because we already started down this path. I don't know what got into me today. And now look, a whole pond. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Antonia, what possessed you? What got into you to get off of the nice paved path to come into the bush? Life's adventures. That's life's adventures. You don't know where the heck that path is going to take you. So you just go and have faith that you are going to make it. That's what life is about. Faith and look. We made it. Anyway, I'm out for my nice long Saturday walk. And I guess with all the rain, I don't know, with everything going up so fast, I am here sneezing, sniffling. Good thing I brought a towel with me because my nose is running. I should be running because I have a half marathon. God forbid. I have a 5K tomorrow and I have trained 0. Last week I ran, but I wasn't really training. The plan was to train this week, but work got in the way, so that didn't happen. And instead of running today, I decided to come for a nice long stroll. What is wrong with me? Antonia, get your priorities together. My nose is running faster than me. Anyway, I'm out here in the park, one of my favorite places, and I feel so refreshed. This week was interesting. It was a very interesting work week. I actually went to the office yesterday because we are required 3 days in, 2 days out. And I was out Monday and Tuesday, so I decided to go in yesterday. Excuse me. And there were very, very few people in the office. So it was nice and quiet and calm. I didn't leave early. I actually stayed the full day because that's just the type of girl that I am. Excuse me. You see what I mean? I mean, allergies don't affect me, at least not in the past.
Time 53 minutes 24 seconds. Total distance 3.0 miles. Split pace 18 minutes 41 seconds per mile.
Strolling. And it's a very windy day, but temperature wise it's nice. It's actually a really nice day for a walk or a run, Antonia, but at least we're walking. So lately I've been doing a lot of thinking about growth and the journey called life, and a lot of things that we're told or been told about life, they're so false. And I feel like when you are, I don't know, brainwashed, you tend to just believe and you don't research, you don't verify. But if you don't know, you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And I'm grateful that I chose to do this journey. Good morning. To embrace my journey and to be bold to step outside of my comfort zone and do things, good morning, that I wouldn't have in the past. The reality of it is, yesterday I wore a sweatshirt to work, and on the front it says strong woman, and the back says, dear strong woman, you are not intimidating, they are intimidated. Know the difference. And I feel like lately I have been walking with this air. I've always presented confident, like I've always presented as a confident person because of the way that I dress and the way that I walk. But now I feel like I'm walking differently. Like each step says something about me, and I'm grateful. I know that this time next year is going to be totally different because I am truly pushing myself to grow. And I went to an event recently, and the person that invited me know people who know people who know people, i.e. they have access. And our seats were in a suite. And when I learned that it was a suite, I was like, ooh. And when I got in, there was a gentleman already there. I'm not sure if he's the owner of the suite, but of the space. But he was there, and he asked who we were. I said my name, and my friend who I went with said his name, and then he mentioned who invited him, and the gentleman was like, oh, okay. So then I realized that it was more so like the gentleman wanted to know, why were we there? Like, how'd you get in? Who gave you access? And at least that's what I thought. And I started to think about it. Like, my brain went down the rabbit hole of thoughts. And then I thought to myself, wow, this is what access is like. When you have access to certain things, you experience life differently. And so I got home, and it was just in my brain. I actually did a video of it with Dr. Martin Pratt about access versus money, like which one is preferred. And for me, beginning my journey, well, I'm not beginning my journey, I've been here for a long time, but me understanding my purpose and choosing to walk in it at this stage of my life, I chose access. Because what I realized when I was in that room was next year this time I will be more bold, more comfortable speaking to people, and more comfortable sharing, representing, introducing my brand to anybody, right? Because by then I'll have a nice little conversation or introduction or whatever have you. And I thought about the access that I've had to many over the years, but I'm realizing now that I have access, right? Very recently, I was invited to use studio space for my recordings, and my initial response was, no, I'm good. I'm okay, doing it in my office at home. And I am, right? Because, one, comfort, two, I'm home, right? I don't have to worry about packing up to go anywhere, whatever have you. But nevertheless, that for me is an example of access. Now, when you go to the studio, any radio studio, you don't know who you're going to meet. And when you meet that person, you don't know who they will or can eventually introduce you to. So I choose access. What do you choose? Excuse me. This journey has taught me that it's safe and okay for me to live and to thrive, because the reality of it is no one cares. After the gentleman was okay that we were in that space, I'm sure that his brain went someplace else, and we sat down and got settled to enjoy the show. And meanwhile, I was really sitting there still thinking about the conversation and what was it about and why did he ask, and you know how we do, we just basically overthink every gosh darn thing. But I'm being more mindful of the way that I present myself. I'm actually, just now, I'm walking up to the park and I had my headset in. I don't answer to toots on the street. So if you see me, you know me, call my name or say, excuse me, be polite. I don't do psst and hey, I don't do that. Never have. Anyway, I had my headset in, not listening to anything, because I was trying to get my messages together. And someone in his car said, hey, sweetie, and then toot. I just kept going because I told myself, well, I'm listening to something. I wasn't, but it's a nice distraction. Then I continued straight up. A gentleman was on his phone, and he didn't even say good morning. He stopped talking and he said, are you married? And I laughed and I responded and I kept going. Excuse me. See what I mean? And then it made me realize that I guess I don't have my resting face on, because I'm approachable. Usually, like people will tell me I look mean or whatever have you, which it's not bad sometimes. I live in New York. I can't look like Target. But anyway, I feel sometimes it's our aura. And I think that when you embrace who you are as a person and you truly show up authentically, that's what people see, right? There was a point in time, I was telling a colleague yesterday that when I was perming my hair pre-COVID, the thought of coming up my house looking like this was unthinkable, right? Because we all want to look a certain way, we want to present a certain way. Back then, I believe that I was average. And so I didn't want my appearance to take my stock down. But now I realize how wonderful I am, and my hair does not define me. Woo, fly. My hair does not define me. And I'm very comfortable in the skin that I am in. I know that I am blessed and wonderfully made because he said so. And so now I'm walking in my purpose very boldly and unapologetically. Y'all know I can't say that word. And I'm happy. I'm happy because I feel free. My circle of friends is very small, but I haven't blocked them in my phone or anything like that. But I'm glad that I was able to take this past year to get to know me. Hear the birds and the cars on the street. It's so loud. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy that I am happy. And my happiness comes from within. My happiness is not defined by a thing, a person, or a place. My happiness is I don't know, my journey, what I have experienced, and the fact that I'm proud of who I am becoming. I'm no longer tied to believing that I need something or someone to make me happy or to make me feel complete. I complete me, darling. I complete me. And that's life, right? Life is meant to be lived, and I have learned how to live it. Even if I'm just sitting at home in my quiet room, in my quiet space, doing nothing. I love it. I feel like the park is gonna be packed today. It's not as crowded, because usually by now the parking lot is full, or half full of people, because people come out early. Something's in my eye. People come out early to pick their spot and set up. Some people are out. Some people already actually start. Can you see over there? The smoke. So some people are already out, burning coal and getting ready. It's a really nice day. And see, that's the other thing too, right? When I know that I have access to come to the park, because access could be anything. It could be a person, opportunities, because access can lead to opportunities. Now, notwithstanding, access plus money, to the moon. Someone actually said, they'd rather money, because look at Jeff Bezos. He have a lot of money and he can enter any room. And I said, I beg to differ, because I feel like money do not give you access to every room or space. I feel like connections does, or may, right? It's kind of like, those people who have clubs or whatever have you, and you sign up. I mean, yes, some of them come with a fee, but sometimes it's someone who invites you in. Some clubs you have to be invited in by someone. The Little Rascals, when they used to have their little club house, what's the password? Was it money? It was not money. Anyway, I'm just being mindful of who I am now and who I want to become, and not allowing my quiet nature to hold me back. Because sometime during the week I was thinking about how there were times that I'd be like, oh, but I'm shy, I'm quiet. When I learned the word introvert, I'm introverted. And I feel like I was using it as an excuse. I was using it as an excuse to not show up, which basically made me not be great. It made me, just make an excuse so that I can chill in a corner and not participate in life. And what I'm doing now is I'm choosing to be great. I'm choosing to participate in life. I'm choosing to just glow and have fun. And I'm loving it. I'm truly loving it. Last night when I got home from work, because I was exhausted. When I tell you I passed out, oh child. Passed out when I got home. When I got home, I was sitting in the living room with Mom, and she said, sometimes your life is so dull. And I'm like, my life dull? What makes you say that? And she said, I just wish that we can go wine tasting or something like that from time to time. I was like, well, we can go wine tasting. Just because I don't drink, I mean, we can't go. I mean, they have sparkling cider. And she was like, no. I guess it's not the same. I'm gonna find somebody that she can go wine tasting with, because she's right in that capacity. I don't drink, and my fun comes from me. Because I think that I am high enough on life. I don't need any additives to make me any more wonderful, i.e. crazy, that I am already at. I really am though. I can be a barrel of fun, high energy. People be like, okay, Antonia, stop now, stop. Mine is natural. But I don't know, I think I'm going to try to do that for her this summer. I'm going to see about, even if I just provide the transportation for her and someone, or some people, so that she can experience that. I don't think she ever has. And since she has suggested it, we're going to make it happen, man. Damn it. We're going to make it happen. Matter of fact, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to text some people and say, hey, I want to go wine tasting with mom. Because it could be a good experience for me too. I can have sparkling cider and cheese. Man, these things floating around. I feel sorry for anybody who suffers from allergies, because this is very uncomfortable, and I'm not even experiencing a blip of what they experience. It's annoying though. But yeah. So I just wanted to come on and just check in. Now, I would like to make this a weekly thing where when I go for my long walks, because I walk a few times a week, but I'll start walking daily now that the weather is favorable. So when I get home from work, I'll be able to pop out for a 3-miler or so. But I'm going to try to do this more often because it's a part of the journey. But I do hope though that you are allowing yourself to grow and allowing yourself to experience life. It's not out there, it's in here. And when I told you, I woke up one day and I felt like a light bulb went off, and I felt like there was just an aura around me. And I said to someone, I just figured out life. And not that I didn't know what life was before, but I feel like now that I like being on YouTube, I want to use YouTube as an example. In the past, so yeah, I started my channel sometime last year, and last May, I can't remember. It started last year, and yeah, I think it was May. And last May, I lost my train of thought. I thought it started last year, and prior to that, I never considered having my very own channel where I'd be speaking, talking, or what have you. Even though I used to go to YouTube for inspiration.
Time 1 hour 13 minutes 1 second. Total distance 4.0 miles. Split pace 19 minutes 36 seconds per mile.
You gotta walk faster. This is ridiculous. So that was less than a stroke. But anyway, when I decided to get on YouTube, it was scary as heck. It really was. And then I realized, like, when I got on, I did the initial video because I felt like, because I chose the date May 15th, I think it was, I realized that I had to do it, because it's almost as if like my spirit told me I needed to do it. I chose the date and I had to basically honor it, and I did. And I did the first video and 1 or 2 after, and after that I didn't know what else to do. And so it took me a long time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. Now on Instagram I do a lot of shorts, and I was doing skits and stuff when I had more time, and so I started to post them over here and got some tips from my coach about remixing other people's videos, and I did that for a little bit. And then I started to just record videos like this, and it made me realize it's a lot of daggone work. It's a lot of work, but it is so worth it, because now I feel like I'm more consistent. I'm being more bold because my mentors and coach, they do or say things to kind of like push us along or inspire us to do things or do something different. And I'm grateful for that, because when they suggest things for us to do, I take it seriously. And so I do everything in my power to do it, but do it in my way. And before I used to basically just make a mental note and sit on it, but now I'm doing it intentionally. So, like, out of the blue, you know, my spirit said, because I started to say, oh, I want to make it to 500. But then one day I woke up and I said, 500. Let's say 1,000. And so I start ending my morning videos with, you know, that basically asking people to subscribe to my channel. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Because this is a way for me to just get comfortable doing things that otherwise are very uncomfortable for me. And, oh, Jesus. And I'm seeing where it is helping, right? Because I may not make it to the 1,000 right now. However, the fact that I am bold enough to make that request makes me proud, because that's something that I never would have done. Challenge yourself. If you don't have a community, get in mine. Get in mine. I'm building a community. And I know the importance of us quiet people being in places where we're comfortable and accepted, because we are not accepted in most places. But we choose to just sit there and force ourselves to act like we belong and act like they care, when deep down we are just basically feeling drained, exhausted, unseen, and unappreciated. But the reality of it is, you have to be the one to want to be seen, appreciated, valued, respected. You get to teach people how to treat you. Otherwise, they're going to treat you how they choose. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here because I really need to go pepper my step so that I can get some good mileage in. Right now, you heard the lady, I'm at 4.28 miles right now. I think I want to get home at 8 miles at least. Have some breakfast and then start my day. For those curious, it's now 10:24. I hope to post this video today, but nevertheless, it's being recorded. I hope I have enough space on the phone so that it saves. And this is me out. Have a wonderful day, and please live on purpose.